What is the difference between a Sicha, a Maamer, and a letter written by the Rebbe?
I don't know about a letter. I don't understand letters. It's Purim time, so you have in the Kutatera and Tereir that the Tanakh is called Sfarim, and the Megillas Esther is called the Nigeris. And the Alter Rebbe says, what's the difference between a sefer, a book, and a letter? That a letter, after you read, you throw it in the garbage. So on the one hand, he says Megillas Esther is lower than the other Sfarim because it's an Igeres, and of course the Alter Rebbe goes on to say the Maila of Igeres over a Sefer. So a letter, let's leave aside. The difference between a Sicha and a Maamer, of course, these are very ruchniistic things. We believe that every word that comes from the Rebbe, the Shechina medaberes mitech gerene. But I'm just going to tell you interessante Zach. There's a Maamer from the Rebbe Rashab, which he said on Simchas Torah Tov Reish Samach Vav, 110 years ago, called Kamti Ani Lefteach L'Deidi. The Maamer started at midnight and went till 5 in the morning. Hakafas were like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was one of those crazy Simchas Torah Samach Vav. This Maamer Kamti Ani Lefteach L'Deidi is transcribed, it's written down by the Frierdiker Rebbe. It's very long, and the Frierdiker Rebbe has many parentheses, Aleph Yud Yud, which is Oma Yosef Yitzchak. He makes notes on it. And this is the Maamer that the previous Rebbe repeated to his father-in-law, Harav HaKadosh of Avram Shneerson, with the mashal of Chushim. That the Rebbe Rashab, we know it from the Chasan Maamer, that the Bacham Chazar, that the Rebbe Rashab asked the Frierdiker Rebbe if he mentioned the idea of Chushim, and he said, yeah. Did you remember to say it B'derech Efsher? And the Frierdiker Rebbe said, no. He said, why did you say B'derech Efsher? I did say B'derech Efsher, and of course the Rebbe said, was a Badir B'derech Efsher is B'mir Avadeh. What you're not sure about, I'm certain of. This is in the footnote in the Chodeidi. It's this Maamer, Kamten of Teich Chodeidi. But the Frierdiker Rebbe was standing right next to his father, or sitting next to his father. So when he wrote the Hanocha, above the transcript it says a few words, Omer ki medaber b'nei lebein atzmei. The Frierdiker Rebbe was close enough to the Rebbe Rashab to hear the Rebbe Rashab mutter to himself. And this is what it says, Chassidus daf mezogin. Tzimul maila lamata, tzimul mata lamayla, Chassidus daf mezogin. That's what it says, more or less. I didn't look it up, but this is more or less. I need to say Chassidus now. Whether it's from the top down or from the bottom up, I need to say Chassidus. What does the statement mean? What does it mean? So of course the answer is we don't know. But Seichel says, you have Mizmeh LaDavid and LaDavid Mizmeh. What's the difference? The Gemara says, what's Mizmeh LaDavid and LaDavid Mizmeh? The difference is, one of them is the David HaMelech had Ruach HaKodesh and he said a shir. The other one is, he said a shir and he got Ruach HaKodesh. So which came first, the inspiration or the poem? In one of them, the inspiration created the poem, and the other one, the poem created the inspiration. The inspiration creating the poem is Melmaila Lamata, which in mystical terms would be from Oir to Chayes, from Oir to Seichel, from Akifim to Pnimiyah. And the other is the poem created the Ruach HaKodesh. In other words, the Chayes created the Oir, the Seichel brought the Akifim, the Ruach HaKodesh. And I believe it's the same here. A Maamer is Melmaila Lamata. A Maamer begins on a godly level. The meaning of the word godly is not high, it's higher than reason. And it descends from godliness to Seichel. What's incredible is that the Maamer comes out in a coherent way. Because if a person is on a level of a lakus, and he's talking to a person who has no idea what a lakus is, and can only understand Seichel, and he's telling him what he sees, and the recipient understands it, the control that that person has to have, who sees godliness, and yet everything he shares makes sense to the recipient, is peladik. But that's what a Maamer Chassidus is. It's Melmaila Lamata, it's a Ruach HaKodesh creating a Seichel. There's a story with the Alter Rebbe about one of his Maamorim. I think we even know which one it is. But Alter Rebbe once had a Maamer. He was on a Moedin Diket Vekes. And he didn't remember a word. He didn't remember saying it. So we asked to see it. So someone brought him the Hanocha, whoever it was, brought him. He looked at the Drush. He said, Akut Drush, Ambassador Drush. It's a good Maamer. It's well organized. It was his own Maamer. And he was impressed that even though he was so in heaven, on earth it was orderly. That's like Melmaila Lamata. A Sikh is Melmata Lamaila. In other words, the Rebbe speaks Torah, which is Chochmah. Because he's a Rebbe that's inspired by Ruach HaKodesh. And in a different kind of way, in a different kind of level, that's where the difference between Nevi'im and Ksuvim. Nevi'im is called Nevuah. Ksuvim is called Ruach HaKodesh. Nevuah and Ruach HaKodesh are really two different levels of the same thing. But the Nevuah, it's takabel ma'ala lamata. It comes from above the person to the person. And Ruach HaKodesh is malmata lamayla, from the person to above the person. So I'm not answering the question absolutely. I'm telling you what I think. And an Igeres is a different category altogether. It's a third category. And again, in context of Tanakh, it would be the Megillas Esther compared to the other Svarim of Nevi'im and Ksuvim, because they're called Svarim. This is called an Igeres. And it says in Torah, it's a lower Madrege. But on the other hand, it's a more intimate Madrege. It's godliness revealed more in nature and so on. We'll say that for another time.